Hi guys, it's Skylar back with another video. This time I'm wanting to do one from the creators of LiveFire, which y'all know I'm a huge fan of. And about a week ago I got my FireCord in. We have the FireCord and I have a few tests that I want to go through. Hope you guys enjoy it. Be right back. Okay, one of the things that I wanted to do was determine whether or not it maintained all the attributes of 550 cord. Now, I have not tested the tensile strength of it, but from what I understand, as when they were going through their Kickstarter campaign, that was one of the things that was tested, and yes, it does. In fact, I would imagine it's probably a little bit higher because of the extra strand, but that is just my opinion. One of the concerns was whether or not it would be malleable. Could you melt the tip and make things like lanyards and bracelets and all the things people love to make with paracord? So, can I melt this tip and it still be safe? Will it combust? Well, let me show you. You can see I had to use my butane lighter because of the wind out here, but yes, it's completely malleable, no problem. And it didn't combust or anything like that. Okay, now I want to show how it compares as far as other materials that you would want to use as fire starters. So let me clear this away. Okay, some of you have seen in my videos, and one of my favorite things to use for normal fire starting, things like that, just for camping, anything else like that, is the Ignito fire starters. You can get them at Kroger. I believe Walmart sells them. You can get them on Amazon. But anyway, they're pretty cheap. I think they end up being about 50 cents a piece, so I like them a lot. Now, the reason I like them so much is they're very flexible in your pack, don't take up much space. So here, I'll show you how easy these are, and then we'll move on to another comparison here. Okay, as you can see, you don't even have to take these out of the bag. Fire's going pretty good, and I already know from previous tests this is going to burn for about 15 minutes and give you a pretty good sized flame. It's probably going to get up to about this high once it catches and the wind's not blowing it anyway. But so this is one of my favorite fire starters, and as you can see, it's extremely easy to light. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, one of the others, and as many of you know, live fire is one of the things that I'm a huge fan of, and it does require a little bit of prep. So let me show you that real quick. This is a brand new one, and what you have to do is you basically just have to rough up the fibers a little bit, which is not unreasonable to have to do. And there's my fire going. I don't want to use up too much of this because I am running out of them. But this will burn for roughly, and now I can't get it out, this will burn for roughly 45 minutes. So it is a great fire starter and is reusable, as you can see. So that's why live fire is one of my favorites and why I was looking so forward to the FireCord coming. So now let me get some FireCord and show you how that works. Okay guys, well, what I have here is two pieces about 5 or 6 inches long. So I'm going to do two different tests for you, just to show you how well the stuff works. Number one, while I'm doing this, I'm going to take one of these pieces and put it down into the water. Now it does float, but it should soak pretty well. While with the other piece, what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull the strand out. Now this is the one that I melted. So I'll cut that end off. And what you do is just get down into the thing here and pull the red strand out. Now, depending on how much you needed it to burn or how long you needed it to burn would determine how long of a piece you need. So, but that's pretty much obvious. The more material you have, the longer it burns. What I'm going to do now is fray this up. You can do it different ways. I've noticed I could stretch it pretty easy. I could rough it up like this, and it kind of breaks the fibers up. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can get my camera to show you. But as you can see, the little strands come up and it just kind of shreds apart into little cotton fibers. So what I'm going to do now is shred the rest of this up and show you how to light it. Okay guys, now what I'm going to try and do, if I can do this without the wind blowing all over that way, is put this down here. And as you can see, it's lit. And that was about 5 inches of FireCord. So I'm going to let you see how long that burns. Now the wind's blowing and speeding up the process a little bit, but as you can see, if I wanted to try and get a fire going and be reliable with it, I probably would have wanted a little bit more. But that at least gives you a little bit of an idea. Now, I'll get rid of that. Now, this one has been soaking for a few minutes. As you can tell, it's very wet. So, if I can get my hands in there to pull it out. Now, this is not FireCord's fault, guys. This is just me. I have no nails. Alright, I'll just grab it. Try and pull it like that. There we go. Anyway, it did soak all the way through. All these were kind of stuck to it. But you can tell, not that hard to do. I'll get rid of this. And this is wet. Now, I'm going to fray this up and try it again. Okay guys, well, I got it frayed up. Let's see how I do. And there it goes. So this should have about the same burn time as the other. No big secret there, and it burns without any problem after coming out of water. Okay guys, those are the tests that I have done with the FireCord, and my conclusion is basically it is a wonderful piece of kit. I think it's going to be great. But will I be replacing all of my 550 with the FireCord? Absolutely not. FireCord is $12.95 for 25 feet. Of course, if you buy more, you get it cheaper. But I'm not saying that's expensive, and I don't want to reflect that in a negative light. You would expect it to be a little bit more. But, you know, it's not necessary to have FireCord for everything. I don't think FireCord would be used for normal, everyday fire starting, such as, you know, the morning fire to get your coffee, things like that. It's not a generic fire starter, but something like live fire would work great for it. I think the two work better as a companion to each other. So for your morning fires, things like that, live fire would be what I would suggest. For other things, you know, as far as an emergency, something like that, pull out your FireCord. So, you know, that would be something that I would suggest is to have it as a companion set. Anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any other ideas, any tests you would like for me to do, any questions, comments, just let me know. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll be back with another video real soon.